Well, here to discuss China's response to the outbreak is Dean Cheng, a senior research fellow with the Heritage Foundation's Asian Studies Center. Good morning, Dean.
Good morning.
Now, I want to ask you, we just heard 132 confirmed deaths, nearly 6,000 confirmed cases of the coronavirus. Earlier this week, a nurse in China said that China was not giving us the full picture here. What do you think? Is China giving us the full picture here? Can we trust the information coming out of that country? You think back to SARS in 2003 when China really kind of concealed a lot of that information and was criticized for it.
Well, I think the Chinese did, in fact, learn an important lesson from SARS, both domestically as well as internationally. They lost a lot of credibility, and they also helped create an internal lot of concern. Now we have this new virus, and there are a lot of very scary stories. And I think the Chinese government does want to try and limit internal panic. But at the same time, this is also an internal security issue. So I suspect that within the Chinese system, because information is always an aspect of power, it's a good question whether we're getting all of the information or not, or even whether Chinese citizens are.
Mm-hmm. Now, China doesn't want to cause any sort of panic for the people that live there. Airlines are starting to stop flights. Businesses are starting to shut down. We are seeing a number of, obviously, the quarantine. But is it too little, too late? Is China doing enough right now?
Well, the reports that have come out that the mayor of Wuhan actually has apparently gone onto Chinese television and said, look, I had more information, but the government kept me from sharing it, is almost certainly indicative that measures are coming a step behind. And the other thing to think about here is that the Chinese have extended the Chinese New Year. It's a little bit like saying we're going to change Christmas. So only the government in China can do that. But in order to keep people at home rather than going back to work.
How worried right now do you think President Xi is? You've got the coronavirus, a number of things on his plate, trade, still a big issue. What do you think?
I think Xi Jinping is looking at this and saying, basically, you've got to be kidding me. He's got an economic slowdown. He's got the ongoing problems in Hong Kong. He's got pork problems because there's a separate disease going on with Chinese pigs. This is really almost a perfect storm of problems, almost all of which are internal and domestic. He really can't even blame foreigners or the outside for them.
All righty. Dean Cheng, thank you very much for joining us this morning.
Thank you for having me.